my name is Marie from Medical Channel Asia, and today I have with me a very special guest. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you for inviting me for today. My name is Peggy Wu, the Vice President for Asia, Abbvie in Pharma Division. I have been working in the pharmaceutical company for 13 years.
Wow, that's a really long history you've had.
Yes.
So now you are overseeing Asia for Abbvie. So tell me a little bit about the kind of work that you do here now that you've gone through so many different job positions.
My work is a very meaningful job, right? Because every product we sell, we produce, it really impacts the patient's life. That's why I think that it's very important I can work in the pharmaceutical so long. Let me go back to the Asia, right? So in Asia, we have about 15 countries where we can serve our product to the patients in those countries, including Korea, Taiwan, Asia emerging market, India, and also the Southeast Asia like Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia. So our ambition in Asia, we really want to become the A+ team. So means we are a great A team, then we can really advance our pipeline to bring the talent and also to help more patients to make more remarkable impact in Asia. That's our ambition, A+.
All right. So actually for the work in Asia, I know Asian markets are really different from, let's say, the US market or the Euro market. So is there anything special or anything different that you see in your experience here? And how would you say that you've helped to overcome these kind of problems or these kind of come up with solutions for these?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. Of course, right, if you look at the GDP, the Asia definitely is a very important region. And the same in Abbvie, the Asia region in Abbvie is very important because we are a very dynamic and diverse region with many countries. But of course, right, when you look at the individual country, they have a different kind of unique challenge based on the healthcare system and also the landscape. How we can bring our innovating product to this region to help more patients. So that is a common goal and also the challenge we have. So what I want to say, what we did in Asia, the first thing, we really working very hard to establish our partnership with our key stakeholders in individual country. Because within this shared goal, right, we want to help more patients. So the partnership is really working on how can we improve the access for the patient. So we put a lot of effort through the partnership to increase the disease awareness, right? Also improve the treatment outcome and also continue to provide the best solution to the patient in those regions. That is something we do with external customer. But internally, I think as a leader, it's very important. We need to set up the vision to our employee. Again, the patient is at the heart of our center when we make the decision, right? So we tell our employee why the patient centricity is very important. Because someday, sometime, we will become the patients, and our family will also become the patients, right? So everything we did in the pharmaceutical company is very important, and we really want to make a remarkable impact to our patient. So set up the vision is something we want to guiding our employee toward to this kind of goal. And last but not least, about how we can build our talent and how we can build our culture toward this ambition, right? So there is something we're doing in our Asia region.
So after being in the Asian region for quite a while, right, you would have understood a little bit about the landscape and also about the unmet needs of the patients. That is like specific challenges to this region. So how would you say Abbvie helps to solve these problems for the patient?
Yeah, I think again, right, if you look at the core therapeutic area, Abbvie focus on, right, we pretty much focus on oncology, immunology, neuroscience, and the specialty care, which means eye problem, eye care. And those therapeutic area actually is very popular or high instance in the Asia region. So what we focus on is very similar from headquarters to the Asia region. And if you look at those kind of therapeutic area, I think there's still a lot of medical needs to like provide a better solution or provide a better treatment. So that's why we put a lot of effort on those areas to really try to bring a lot of good innovation product to help the patient.
So I understand that, especially in the Asian region where many of the population is not so well to do, there's a lot of developing countries. I think access is definitely one of the biggest issues here. So how would you say Abbvie helps to bring care and bring these products, innovative products that can really help these people? How do you bring them to the patients that need it?
Yeah, so I would like to start from one slogan, less is more. So let me illustrate more about this one. Because when we, in terms of the assets, right, we're talking about the 3 dimensions. The first one is when the product can be produced on the market. The second one, when the product can be proved the efficacy and get the approval, right, in the market. The last one is when the product can get a reimbursement or have some patient supporting program to help the patient when they need it. So I would like to look at these 3 categories, right? Because if you look at the product, when we identify the compound from the preclinical lab to the phase 1, 2, 3 to the market, it pretty much takes 10 to 15 years. As a patient, as a family for the patient, definitely they don't want to wait so long. The first one is the manufacturing side. We know the manufacturing process is very like a linear process, right? So we deep dive from the AI, from the automation, then we figure out actually if we can really bring a good process in place, right, we can really save a lot of time. So after the great effort, we can really save a year in the manufacturing side. The second part, when we look at the clinical trial, again, we leverage the data, the big data and AI to really deep dive about what kind of critical success factor we can shorten the time. Then we identify the good blueprint to figure out, actually we can really save a time, a year. So look at this one, we already saved 2 years for the patient. The last but not least about the assets, right? So we have a team to working with a key stakeholder like a doctor, patient group, and also the government, right? To really help if we can get our product in the reimbursement system to really help more patients when they need this kind of product. Let's say like Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and including the Singapore. So with these 3, we can really save a lot of time. So when we spend less time to bring the product to the market, means the patient have more time. They can spend the time with their family to pursue their career, to have the fun with their friends. So there's the key concept when we're talking about less is more.